the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Alright, welcome race fans. We are live back here. Homestead Miami Speedway for the SRA. That's right, Sim Racing Authority. These guys, when they say authority, they bring it week in and week out for the iRacing Xfinity Series here. SRA guys, man. And right now we're in the middle of qualifying. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Sunday. As wow, that looks like Zoltan trying to find a new way around the track. But, hey, as always, Joe White up here in the booth. Usually accompanied by Tim. Talked to him today. He's feeling a lot better, so that's good. We still keep thoughts and prayers for him. Hey, he's still feeling under the weather, but hey, going to bring this awesome action to you here at Homestead. Sit back. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. Like I say, I haven't talked since Wednesday. Kind of in the off season here, so everybody's missed me, which I mean, there's been plenty other, broadcasts out there everybody can catch and whatnot. So, hey, we'll get back we'll get back on the gravy train, man, at the beginning of the year. As right now we're hanging out. Got about 4 minutes left to qualifying. To the sights, listen to the sights and sounds of some of these cars. First off, shout out to some of our sponsors here. We got Unleashed Graphics. Check them out, man. If you need a paint job, you need a banner done, you need a logo, come out, man. Unleashed Graphics. Should get you hooked up, man. Old Siffy. Brea. Be out there in the chat. Sim500 for anything, man, on the sim world. Button boxes or anything, check the boys out. Sim500 and here's a good one. TMP Knife Company. Get on board if you need a good knife or like to whittle. Cut something, somebody, hopefully not, but just saying, hey, get your good knife right there. And let's get off here to iRacing tonight at Homestead. Woo! Got some bad fast boys out here. Well, he is feeling better, so I did talk to him today. I feel a lot better. He said he'd probably get back up in here. What's up, Chemo, man? Oh, yeah, man, I'm feeling all right. I'm up here in the booth. As always, you know me, hanging out. Gonna throw the action on the track here. We got the crayon crazy guy Chemo out there. Toe Mater, what's up, Toe? I ain't seen you in a while, Toe. What's up, Becky? Part of the mom squad. Well, that's true. You never know when you might need to cut a hot dog or two. I'm not endorsing that, but I'm just saying. Or, maybe if you like some whittling, whittle something. I don't know. Hey, who knows? TMP Knife Companies. They're a good little company. Family-owned guy. He gets on the stream here sometimes. He sponsors some of the cars over at Extreme Motorsports 99 there. So definitely good. Right now, qualifying here at Homestead. Sim Racing Authority. Hey, I hope y'all have enjoyed the season so far. Like I say, it's been a change. Normally, I'm a little different the way I do it, whatnot. Oh, not a problem. Yeah, I believe Tyler will love that present. It's something I know that he don't know. Haha. Hopefully Tyler today or tonight does a lot better here on iRacing than he was doing earlier on his stream. So we'll just have to see. Oh, my bad. Well, got a hamburger, I reckon. I don't know. Oh, Benjamin Nelson on top pole right now. Man, I tell you what. Show me the Benjamins. That boy's fast. Jake Nichols right there. Mark Newland. Tyler Deshawn. Bobby Zielinski. Oh, he's back out there. Y'all better watch out. David Shutt. Zoltan. There we go. Feel me a lot. Kyle Putz. Tyler Slippard. All around the top 10 in qualifying right now. Well, what I like to say, a couple seconds left here. Got less than a minute to go in qualifying. Folks, get ready. Get your refreshments. Get batting down, man. Buckle your seatbelt in your recliner. Got a seatbelt in your recliner. Please snap a picture of that for me, because I'd love to see it. And maybe an explanation on why. I don't know. Get in arguments. Maybe your wife does have a knife from TMP. Who knows? Tell the neighbor. Hush. Tell everybody in the neighborhood it's race time, man, to shut up, man. We going running. And put the dogs and cats up. And if you got a gerbil, tell them to quit running around on the wheel. Because we're about to run around Homestead very fast here tonight. Getting set to go racing. Benjamin Nelson's going to put it out here on pole tonight. Get ready. Like a slick one out here so far. Well, as soon as this thing flips over here, we're going to actually grid these bad boys up here tonight. Iracing Xfinity Series here for the SRA Sim Racing Authority. Racing's taking his time. Got some new things coming, I think, next week, though. Wow. Interesting stuff. But here we go. Let's grid them up here tonight. Man on pole, Benjamin Nelson. Jake Nichols, the Superman, starting in second. Third place starter, Mark Newland. Tyler Ducharme starting in fourth. Fifth place man, I call him the Professor, Bobby Zielinski out there. David Shutt sitting sixth. Seventh place, Zoltan Herzog. 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 The Herzog, that's it, Herzog. That's right, my bad. Feel me a lot, starting at eighth. Ninth place starter, Kyle Putz. Tyler Slippard for Mr. Popularity, rounds the top 10. You look through the rest of this field, whoo! Well, I tell you, it's a who's who of names here at the SRA. And there's some bad, fast drivers and some bad, fast hot rods. They're about to do some bad, fast things on a track here at Homestead tonight. There's Sippy. Rhea, what's up? Look, there's Elijah. His name's so close to Elijah, or Elias, like the guy on wrestling. Well, tonight, drive like Elias. Drive like Elijah. There we go. Woo. These boys have started. Rum. Well, I already know who Chemo's favorites are, and Becky's and Drea. Who's everybody else's favorite out there tonight? Everybody have a good turkey day, by the way? Everybody ready for Christmas? Hey, I'm ready for Christmas. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh. Talking about Santa Claus. I ain't talking about hopes. Okay? Want to make a clarification there. I might take that out of context. Never know. Jake Nichols. Well, that guy's been on a roll. Him and Benjamin Nelson. But they got a guy behind him there, Bobby Zielinski. Man, it's going to be interesting to see if he can pull this thing off. Yeah, I talked to Tim today on the phone. Had chit chat with old buddy there, Tim. He was all right. Definitely. He'll be back. He said he'll probably be back maybe next week. I said, man, go ahead, rest up. I can handle it. You know what I mean? I can let Tim come up here and do the broadcast. Y'all miss him and all. Pace cars coming out of turn 4. Here we go. We're going racing here at Homestead, folks. Batting down the hatches. Pace car takes a hard left turn. Benjamin Nelson drops the hammer. Green flag racing. Oh boy, they already shifting it up here, mixing it up front. Man, that was a huge pileup right there as they spun the tires, heading off into turn 1. Bobby Zielinski's got a good run down on the inside. Here we go. Man, they are side by side, 2 by 2, all the way through the stretch on this one. Look at this fanned out mess going on. Al Ducharme's going to try and see if he can't find him a new run right now. But up front, Jake Nichols, Benjamin Nelson. Jake's taking a high side. Benjamin's going to take that low line. We'll see who's going to win this war right here. Mark Newland's right behind him. Man. Hey, I heard about that, Drea. Hope feeling a lot better. Mark Newland taking a high side. Behind him, David Shutt's looking pretty good in the red machine. As behind that one, Bobby Zielinski's on the move. Everybody single file nose to tail right now. One thing about this track is that low line will not hold forever. Gonna have to get to that middle high line. Here comes the 94 Zoltan. Oh, he got the Batman car out. Check it out. Batman. Awesome. Fit me a lot. That's a car he's got going on back there too, man. I like that new little paint job he's got in the inside. Here comes the 34 and though Kyle Putz looking to the inside of him. As that middle high line is going to be the place to be. I'm going to tell you what, passing on the low line here, everybody single file, freight train, and running down the Superman himself, Jake Nichols, out front, low. Oh, Bobby Zielinski got a little bit of loose up there. Look at this tight run. As they are all single file all the way back. And boy, I tell you what, Bobby Cheney, Robert Dudley, and all these guys back here don't know what they're doing. And Elijah Drew Garcia. That's right, race with Elias. It reminds me of the wrestler, Elias. They are mixing it up back here in the back. Well, up front, you still see, man, some good battling. Now, Femi Alop's looking to the inside. He's going to try to take that spot away. Oh, Bobby Zielinski right there, man, putting a bumper on it. Oh, they're tapping and beating and banging. Back here with Tyler Sifford a little bit, though. A little contact happening right there. Nick Northrup, he's in the front side. Tyler's on the high side. Boy, these guys are all over the place right now. Nyquil Crayon. All right. Man, that's a potent crayon. Boy, I tell you what. Woo. 21 machine. Delonte Ballard, the showstopper, up underneath the Mr. Popularity. Oh, Sifford's around. Uh-oh. Caution's out. Go back on the replay, see what happened. Went in high, the 17 machine might have got a little contact on the back end of it. They were battling side by side. And poof! Yep. Looked like maybe a braking job or something, man. He was coming out the turn, and next thing you know, bam. Didn't hit anything. Job. They went around. Nobody's going to hit. This track looks dangerous tonight. Looks like it's very slick out there for these guys, man, right now. If it ain't slick, I don't know. I tell you what, though. All right, he's off to a rough start. No problem. All right. Who y'all want me to talk to? Pick somebody. Garrison Hogan did not make the start. Wow. Well, what was up with that was Tyler kind of went sideways. He should have been turning like, you know, kind of a little bit left, and he turned a little bit too much left, and his car went around Becky. That's usually what happens. I mean, he got in a wreck. That's all. Oh, man. Well, y'all want me to talk to? Any suggestions? Need to hurry. Lap 7 of 130. I am talking to you. Where you at? You ain't in the chat, are you? You in TeamSpeak? Ask Sifford what. Well, now here's the thing. I usually don't make it a point to pull down a driver that's been in a caution. I will say that. That is been kind of one of my rules. I did that before, and it didn't work out too well. We'll let him calm down a little bit. Oh, he's probably awake after that one now. Aaron Cummins, all right. Can't find him. Make sure the lights are still off on the pace car. Okay. If I can't find Aaron. Okay. Race. Him down here. We're gonna talk him with Aaron Cummins right fast. Aaron, Joe, in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Man, I tell you what. Well, you've been summoned down here by Chemo. He said, "Man, let's give a chat with you." How's that track feeling tonight, right now?
Oh, it's pretty tight. I guess it frees up a little bit on the long run. I didn't make a real long run in practice, so. But that's what they're saying, so we'll see how it goes.
I hear that. Well, I'll tell you what, you got the 00 looking good out there. Think you got a car to make it to the front?
Top 15 maybe. It just depends on how good we can manage our tires this race.
We can go hashtag wreck the field, man, and that way you'll get up front.
Yeah, that's about the only way.
Well, I tell you what, looking good out there, man. Hey, good luck out there, all right?
All right, thanks, Joe. You have a good one.
All right, man, I tell you what, there you go. That's Aaron Cummins right there. Oh, got some pretty good confidence out there. There you go, Chemo. Good. So we're getting set to go back. Green flag racing. Yeah, maybe if we get another caution or something, I'll get Sifford up here, and we'll talk with him. They say it woke him up. Yeah, it probably did wake me up. That's what I'm saying. I need to wake up. I'm kind of tired. All right. Well, we're going back green flag racing, folks. Woohoo! Base car, lights off, coming out of turn 4. Look at that. David Shutt, Jake Nichols out front. Going to start this one. Bobby Zielinski. Nelson's going to be in the second row. Cars out of 4. Back off on pit road. Here we go. Oh, I hate that, Garrison. Here we go. Green flag flies. We're back racing out front. I saw you didn't take the start there, Garrison. As they already fan out 3 wide. You know you got to get what you can get early on here because, well, you just got to get what you can get. Man, look at Jake, boy. He flies inside. David, not where's that? Oh, contact between Bobby Zielinski. David shuts around. Oh, and it's a big one. Josh Robbins involved. That's a huge pile up in the back there. That all started with David Shutt getting mixed up. But let's see. Actually, let's see what happened up front first, then we'll go back up to the back. Oh, Bobby right there in the back of him. And then that just like kind of messed the field up some. And then the guys in the back there. Oh, Bryce Sinisak went around. Let's go back. So the chain reaction happened back here with Bryce. All right, Garrison, well, I'll tell you what, man. If you want to come on down, yeah, man. We'll see what happens because it's kind of messed the field up. These guys are right here in the back. And, oh, yeah, Bryce Sinisak got around. The 44's around. Tyler Ducharme's involved. Aaron Cummins made it through that. Look at Tyler Sifford. He slams down those brakes. That was either Tyler or Nicholas Caressel. Wow. Garrison, where are you at, man? Are you in the chat? Are you in TeamSpeak? Oh, there you are. bring Garrison Hogan down here with me as we're under caution. Second time. All right, Garrison Hogan up here. Garrison, Joy in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, man. Well, tell you what, man, I hate me you didn't got DQ'd on the start there. I know you're a bad, fast driver out here. Always exciting to see you up front. Well, second caution here tonight. We kind of started up front, kind of went chaotic in the back.
Yeah, for sure. I was watching it just then and discussing it with Brad and Zoltan, but it just looks like everybody's fighting out there for a certain track position and people are not giving each other a break. So we'll see how it goes back there in the back. Up front, it looks like they're going to get single file, but I would just pay attention probably around the 6th, 10th place spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of hairy on the restarts, and a lot of what I know about like Homestead is the thing is you're going to have to get down low. The low line really is not the place to be, but kind of middle to high. The tires at the first part of the run, you know, that's when you really want to try to make your passes, and that's what I'm seeing. These guys have been very aggressive on the starts, but like you said, then they go single file. But I'm seeing, man, this place looks like it's kind of loose out there. What do you feel when you was on track?
In practice, I was decent speed, and a couple weeks ago when I was racing here, I was pretty good as well. You have to run the bottom for the first few laps. It's really, really tight. About 10 laps, 15 laps into it, you'll start to feel that rear end kick out a little bit. You lose grip. You might have to move up the track, especially in 1 and 2. 1 and 2 gives you a bunch of grip up there at the top around about the 15 lap mark. So you'll see some guys fan up there. You'll see some guys stay at the bottom. Just depends on where the track temp and the heat is.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, Bobby Zielinski, man, David Shutt got in trouble. Bobby Zielinski got in the back end of him right there. David was actually able to save the car. The problem is it was a chaotic back in the back there with Bryce Senesack and them. Several other cars got involved. They had a little wreck going on, but Bobby does have some damage on the nose. Think that's going to hurt him?
I'm looking at it right now, and it probably looks like about 20-30 seconds of damage, so not too bad. Maybe I would say a mile per hour difference, but he'll be okay. He's Bobby Zielinski, so.
Call him the professor, man, and I tell you what, the guy, he puts them to school out here week in and week out. It's awesome to watch him and just go out there, get the virtual racing, and obviously we know he's a peak antifreeze driver here for the Iracing Series. You know, the guy, he's phenomenal, I guess is a word to use, but talk about track temp there, Garrison, man. It's 109 degree track temps what I'm showing at 82 degrees out there, so they are dealing with a hot track. I mean, that's going to play in a factor here, but if we don't get long runs here, and which usually most of these races I see, there's a few cautions at the beginning, they get a big long green flag run, and obviously, you know, chaos at the end, a few cautions at the end. So what do you think we'll see if we get a long green flag run?
I feel like you may see one right here just because it was a couple of cautions at the beginning. Once you see a green flag run here, you'll probably get about 4 or 5 guys strung out here at the front. The rest of the guys will be tight and just battling for track position for the stage. Maybe the top side will come in and you'll see guys like Zoltan or Bobby move up there. Jake and Ben are pretty good on the bottom. I know in practice for sure they were running the bottom pretty well. Watch out for Femi as well too.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Was the lights off the pace car here. Here we go. We're going back green flag racing here at SRA Xfinity Series here live at Homestead. Pace cars in. Jake Nichols, the man out front. He drops the hammer, makes it loud, gets a good jump out front there along with Bobby Zielinski. Be interesting to see if that damage does slow him down because he's got Benjamin Nelson right there on his heels heading into one. Got Femi a lot, man. He is back here battling with Zoltan, the 94 machine. Looking on the inside, you get Nick Northrup right there behind him. And like what you just said there, Garrison, everybody's going to try to get single file. You're going to have to try to get what you can get here early on.
Right, and you can see Femi right there in 4th place. He's just driving it in, trying to stay to the bottom of Zoltan. But if you give Zoltan maybe 2-3 more laps, he's just going to pass him on the high side here.
And that's what I've seen in the past here with this place here at Homestead is once that high line or that middle to high line comes in, it's very hard to pass on the low line. So Femi's going to try to make this pass early. You got Nick Northrup right there behind him. Well, behind him, though, you got Kyle and company. You got Tyler Sifford coming up through the mix there a little bit. The Tyler Sifford is, And look, yeah, he's right there in the 13th place spot. Now they're all like 2x2 trying to get what they can get.
Oh yeah, and I see Freddie back here running the bottom, so it looks like he's pretty patient, but expect him to go to the high side as well later.
Oh yeah, Freddie De La Rosa, I know that guy is fast. I've seen him up front many times. 89, Sean Williams right there in the mix. Nate Trito come to hard turns, almost contact as they come out of the turn. Very close, but it's what I've come to expect from these guys week in and week out. It's what I call, it is sim racing authority. And that authority part, well, they just bring it week in and week out.
Hell yeah, the competition is pretty tough in here. I wouldn't call myself a bad driver. I'm still learning a lot, but there are definitely a lot of fast guys in here for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I've seen it, man. I love it, man. I've been following the league for a very long time. Still watching this battle going on back here with Tyler Sifford. You got Kyle in the mix back there. I guess it's Kyle. Is it Kyle or Kylie?
It's definitely looks like Nate Trito right there with Sean, and then you have Freddie right here with Tyler, and maybe Kyle Ely. Yeah, it is Kyle.
Okay,
Ely.
it's Kyle. Okay, Kyle. All right, cool. So we got Kyle and Kyle. You got Kyle Ely, Kyle Putz. Kyle and Kyle show.
Yes, sir. Kyle Putz looks like he's back here making his way back up to the front slowly.
And so far, so good. They got a good battle going on. Like you said, everybody kind of single file up front, and now you see Tyler Sifford move into the pack. I think this is going to be the norm. If it goes green flag for a little bit here, always 5 o'clock somewhere. Tyler Sifford get that on the back of his car.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, Freddie De La Rosa, you said it. He got to the high line. He's up to 11th right now. How hard do you think it's going to be to pass after a while? I feel like it's going to be tough to pass, but I mean, what do you think?
It just depends on how many people are comfortable with running the line. The big thing with Homestead is that the bumps up there will sort of take you to the wall. So you have to be really careful on entry as to how you're going in and then getting that huge runoff. You may have to use a little bit more brake to get that bigger run by getting into the gas more.
Okay, cool deal. Still good battle going on back here with Tyler Sifford, Freddie De La Rosa, Kyle Ely, and Kyle Putz back here. And Hal, yeah, I talked to Tim today. He's doing a lot better, he's feeling a lot better. But it's good to hear. He's been sick for the past several weeks now, so it's good that he's feeling a lot better out there. But said he'd be back up, maybe he'll be back up here maybe next week and whatnot. Look at Freddie De La Rosa trying to make a power move on the inside of the 89 of Sean Williams. Just wouldn't stick for right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tougher down there at the bottom at this point in the run to stick it, but I'm pretty sure Freddie will drive it in pretty deep. He's good at doing that, so.
Hey, if he can drive it in there, send it, and make it hold, we got a good run right there. And I think that's what he's going to have to do if he wants to make that pass on Sean, because if he keeps it up, he's going to give that high line up to Tyler. He keeps opening that door because Tyler's got the nose in. Here comes Tyler Sifford to the outside. That's not what Freddie wants. He tries to pinch him a little bit.
Right, and pay attention down there to the bottom of the track as well. Probably going into 1 and 2, you'll have Josh there on the bottom. We'll see where he goes.
Well, yeah, 3 wide right now. Yeah, look at that lap car got out the way as they are 3 wide. Tyler Sifford down low. You got Freddie in the middle. Sean Williams up high. How long can they run 3 wide like this?
Yeah, you should see Sean right here. Sean will get the big run here down the back stretch. Freddie will get a bigger run too. Sifford will have to fall back in line.
There you go, and Sifford does. He falls back behind him. There's some outstanding racing these guys have got going on back here, because still up front, you got Jake Nichols in charge. Bobby Zielinski, doesn't look like the damage is hurting him too much. He's right there behind him. Zoltan, he's sitting in third. Boy, I tell you, the huge battle right here. Still 3 wide, as Kyle Putz says. He's in the mix now with it.
Yeah, and I see a little damage on the back of Sifford and Putz's car, so we'll see how that affects him here on the longer run.
Well, you know, that's Tyler Sifford. He was one of the first ones in that first caution there. Just kind of a little love tap in the back, spun around. I think he got any damage, but I guess he did get a little bit of rear end damage. Like you said, we'll have to see if that hurts him later on. Well, these guys back here mixing it up. Sean right now is losing a lot of spots on the high line, and he is trying to push old Kyle Putz through the field.
And maybe that Sean's just overheated that right rear just a little bit too much, or maybe he's just getting really tight. It kind of seems like he's actually pretty tight right here, so he'll have to back his corners up a little bit more if he wants to get a bit more rotation through the center. The car is already tight.
Yeah, now there you go. Well, I tell you what, Nicholas Caressel down on the inside. He's got that Somewhere Saloon Machine out there, and I know there's like 2 other sponsors on it, but Chemo, he'll throw out there what he needs. I always say steak and beer cars.
Yeah, those cars are very interesting every week to look at on track for sure.
Absolutely. Got Kyle Ely right there in the 17. He's up high, and I think he's going to actually be able to stick that thing where it needs to be. If we go a little further back, you got Brett Poncari, Louis Salamenzo. Hey, look, we had a discussion about that guy's last name last week. Salamasso. And he's an Italian, and he knows how to put that ring to it. Not me.
Yeah, for sure. I think he came in a couple weeks ago. I remember his name being in the session. Haven't really raced around him much, but it looks like he's just right here riding in the back right now.
Yeah, he said he had been away for a while. He came back. A good guy. Talked to him a couple times, man. Seemed really good out there. Right now, back in 18th, got a little damage on the car. Got Bobby Cheney. I call him old Mr. Consistency out there. He's going on the outside of him, number 17, the 17th spot right here. Just kind of looking to the back. Everybody back here kind of single file right now. Still up front, you got Jake Nichols. Now, notice something. Bobby Zielinski, he's went to the high line along with Zoltan. They've all went up there towards the top now.
Oh, yeah. In practice, I was running right there with Zoltan the entire time, and I was just talking about some of the things he was doing. He's running that high side pretty well. So if he's keeping his car clean and just saving his tires, I'm pretty sure he'll make that high side work eventually.
Man, Bobby Zielinski came out of turn 4, all kind of sideways right there. He was trying to do his best Von Griffin Jr. slide, and it almost put Zoltan in the back rear end of him. He went to the inside to try to take the spot away from Jake. Was not able to hold that car down low. I just think, man, right now these guys are starting to fight. We're only 22 laps into this run. You already see it because Jake kind of lost it even on the high side a little bit, but Bobby came out of that turn all kind of sideways.
Yeah, and you'll start seeing that more and more as the run goes on. Coming out of 4, you're just going to lose a bunch of grip. Like right there, Bobby just lost a little bit of grip coming off the corner, and Jake kind of did as well. You saw Zoltan get that big run off the corner.
That's what I was seeing right there already. And I mean, these guys are already fighting these cars with 22, 23 laps into the run. What's going to happen here in another 20 laps when they go? They're going to be screaming for some tires. But you know, if a guy like Bobby Zielinski is out there chasing these machines, boy, it's a hard fight for a car. Zoltan, he's going to try that low line. I just don't think he's got enough grip down low to make it stick.
If you can cut it down on entry just enough and you can get a straighter launch off the corner, you may be able to make it, but you just have to get a big enough run.
Yeah, right now, and Zoltan, he wasn't able to get the run on him, so he had to back off a little bit. Still Jake out front. As you can see, that's actually going to bring Benjamin Nelson up into the party here for a little bit there. That'll make like a 4-car battle here pretty soon. And I'm seeing a kind of difference in lines between most of these guys. You see Jake's kind of using the middle. Bobby's using maybe that higher line. Zoltan's trying to go up there. And so it's kind of looking like the middle to high. Everybody's trying to search right now where the grip is.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite things about this track. It's probably one of my favorite tracks on the sim period and even in real life, but you have so many different options that you can run, so many different grooves and opportunities to pass. You just have to see where you're best at running.
Right now, I got a feeling Zoltan looks like he's probably a touch faster than Bobby, but it's just so hard to pass at this place. And you see Bobby actually going to the low line there, and he is still fighting with that machine. So is Jake coming off of turn 4, so it looks like turn 4 is being the most treacherous part of the track right now. Zoltan's trying to search to see if he can ever get up there to his back bumper and maybe take that high line away. He might be able to get around Bobby.
Yeah, and definitely pay attention right here to Benjamin and even Femi's lap times. You can see them pick up just a little bit there because it looks like Jake is a little bit worried about where Bobby is running, so he's trying to find some grip.
Getting back out doing some window driving a little bit, mirror driving, that's it. Out in the backside, actually, Bobby Zielinski's got the one that he's really worried because Zoltan's all over his back deck lid. And I was just saying it, if he can get close enough into those turns, and Bobby's trying to take that low line, at this time, Bobby Zielinski, I think, realizes, nope, here comes Zoltan. I better protect the high line. He's been doing it. He's been gaining. But he goes up there near the wall.
Oh, yeah. You'll see a huge run right here down the back stretch for both. It's giving Jake a little bit of opportunity to stretch his lead, but if both get single file and they can focus on their lines and hit their marks, I'm pretty sure they'll get back to his bumper.
He talked about Benjamin Nelson. Here he comes. Look to the inside of Zoltan. Couldn't make it stick to the inside lane. He'll have to drop back in line. I just had a feeling right now with 28 laps into the run, they're going to try that low line. I just don't know if they've got enough grip. I mean, you see Benjamin, he drove that thing into the turn, but look at the run off the turn Zoltan gets coming off the high side.
Right, and it's either you have to really back it up and burn your right rear off trying to get back to the gas, or you just have to drive it in there. You just have to make that decision based on what you're more comfortable with.
Zoltan drove it in there too, right up on the back deck lid of Bobby Zielinski. Well, this is a good chess match game going on up front. As Jake Nichols still out front, he's liking what he's seeing in his rearview mirror. He wants those guys to kind of battle because it does make you a little nervous. As Bobby's doing that low line, Zoltan's back up near the wall along with Benjamin Nelson. It's kind of a chess match. I mean, who's going to try to send it in there the furthest, I guess, in the turn first.
Right.
Zoltan right now, he's still hanging on to the high line, and they're coming off that turn 4. I'm just watching those cars. They're all, and these are Xfinity cars, Garrison. I mean, come on. If these were Cup cars, wow. I mean, those things are already a finesse. I call them a finesse style car. You got to be really finesse driving them. A lot of power, but these are the Xfinity cars. Man, already having to be in a handful coming out of the turn.
Yeah, it's something that actually is there for every single NASCAR here. So you have the trucks that are kind of loose off before. These cars right here, they're just so tight compared to every other car that it eventually just gets very, very loose on the long run, regardless of where you are on most tracks. And then the Cup car is just so much power. You have to finesse and keep your throttle foot just honest and don't smash the throttle throughout the cornering.
Well, it looks like Benjamin was able to stay to the side of him. Let's see if he can get it. But that run off the turn, man, it's just a good one. If Benjamin could stay maybe right there, he's got to fall back in line. And what you just touch on right there for anybody that's new, what I'm seeing out here on the track, we always talk about loose in, tight off. A lot of times, man, this is my explanation of it, is obviously when you go in, you got to let off the throttle of it because the car's going to be loose. You got to let it glide into the turn. Problem is when it does, then it starts getting tight, and you have a tendency sometimes to slam back on the gas. And when you do, that's when that rear end will start stepping out, coming out of the turn.
Right, and it's just a big art of saving tires. It's nothing about your first lap or your first 5 laps. You just have to keep a consistent pace that's good for you.
Absolutely. Here comes Femi a lot. He's in the mix now. Let's look at the paint job on that thing, black and purple out there in the number 11. He's been able to run this pack down. He's up to 5th right now. And now we've went from 1 or 2, 3 machines running up front to all 5 of them, but still Jake Nichols out front in this one. He's liking what he's seeing behind him. And these 4 machines right here are battling. You've got Nick Northrup back here in the back with Nate Trito. They're battling. I mean, for long, you might actually have all 10. At this point, though, Garrison, what I like to say is guys who are better at saving tires are the ones you're going to start seeing coming to the front.
Right, and you see somebody right here now, like Freddie. Freddie's just been running the high side back there methodically, and he's getting a huge run on both straightaways, so just pay attention to that.
Absolutely. He's right there sitting in 8th place spot, and he's on the back tailgate of Nick Northrup, who's got that high line, but he's got it protected right now. Freddie De La Rosa right there on the 8th spot. Got Delonte Ballard behind them, but you got Nate Trito. They all fall back in line single file because they understand side-by-side is just not the place to be. Still see that pack in front of them up there. Delonte Ballard behind them. Yeah,
well,
you said
Benjamin got pretty sideways just then.
Benjamin, yep. Yeah. Oh, he did. Actually, man, that's going to put Femi a lot right there on his back tailgate. That's what I'm saying. These guys are getting awful loose out there.
Yeah, it's about that time in the run where you're pushing because the stage is coming up. You want to get all you can get, all the points that you can get. But at the same time, you have to just keep it in your head that you got to make it to the end of the stage.
And, that's right. I'm glad you brought that up. Appreciate it, because at lap 50, it says a 1.5 mile track. Lap 50 will be the stage here, folks. So there will be a caution being thrown. So that's where these guys are probably out there. They're all like, hey, look, let's wait. Let's do what we got to do here. They've been out there for 36 laps. They've only got about 7 more to go. That's Femi is trying to work over Benjamin Nelson, but yeah, right now they're probably screaming for tires. They know that they got that caution coming up here pretty soon.
Oh yeah, and you'll see it right here. They'll ramp up the intensity a little bit, probably not fully. More at the end of the race if they're together like this, then you'll definitely see them drive harder, especially off of 4. But right now they're just trying to make it into the end, and you can see that.
Absolutely. Right now, you got top 4 guys, man. Benjamin Nelson, he's on the inside hanging on to it. But, man, I tell you what, he's going to make that pass down low. Is he going to slide? He cuts the nose. Wow. But can Zoltan cross over? Because he lost momentum when he did that. Let's see if Zoltan can capitalize back inside. I don't think he can, but we're going to see if he will. That was a good move. That was a power move right there.
And Benjamin pushed up the track a little bit. He got into it harder, so let's see. Yeah, he still got a good run.
Whew. Well, I tell you what, Garrison, that's why I says sometimes it makes me glad I'm up here in the booth, man, because y'all guys back there make this stuff look easy. I'd have done wrecked half the field.
Yeah, it's a finesse to it, man. You can't smash the throttle, so sometimes you just have to keep the nerves and the intensity down and just make sure that you stay calm.
And I tell you what, that was a good driving job. Benjamin right there made it stick, cut the nose barely there on Zoltan. Here comes Femi on the inside, though. Like you said, we got 5 to go for the first, for the stage here, the one and only stage here. Pretty much, I really call it the halfway point, but it is a stage that they run here at SRA. And the top 10 guys get all bonus points. We'll start talking about points here in the next couple weeks because we will be getting closer to that time for the little chase to start up.
Yeah, definitely. And I was looking to make my way into the points, but it looks like in the Xfinity Series, it's not going to happen. I put more of my focus on the Cup car this year, and I'm definitely doing well in that, so I'll continue to do well.
Hey, there you go. And I tell you what, I've watched you race. I've watched you raced out here several times. Definitely know how to get around the track. Look at Femi right there. Definitely, he's trying to work over Zoltan, see if he can't get that spot away from him. He's trying to work the inside. He saw Benjamin was able to make it stick. But right now, I think Zoltan's a little bit too close to Benjamin. If Femi can stay right there where he's at, and he's going to fall back in line going into the turn.
Pay attention to where Femi's running it in 3 and 4. I don't know if you know this, but that seam right there that he's on now is where you want to be, and that's the bottom. But a couple of laps ago, I saw that he was below that, so that's pretty interesting. And there's no grip down there.
Wow, and he's making it stick right now, making it work pretty good. The problem is Zoltan has nowhere to go. He's got that high line, and they're all over Benjamin Nelson right now. Benjamin, I think, is just kind of hanging on to that car. He's hanging on here for the next couple of laps. Zoltan's trying to work him over. Now behind him, you've got Nate Trito, Freddie Del Rosa, Nick Northrup. They've got their 3-car battle happening.
Oh yeah, and you see Freddie right here. It looks like he's trying to set him up to make a high side pass. Josh Robbins, a lap car right there. So it's just those two. Oh, Freddie got a bit loose right there.
Yes, he did. And I tell you what, Benjamin, he almost, man, had Zoltan up underneath him there for a moment. Zoltan tried it. We'll see if he gets it done, as that white flag should fly for the halfway point. Actually, for stage 1, I should say it that way. For the stage 1, Jake Nichols, he's got it in control here. And what happens is when they go to lap 50, they go around. Actually, when the 10th place car crosses the line, the caution will fly.
Yes, sir. That's how it worked. Looks like they're getting the white flag this time around, but definitely Jake has a comfortable lead, and they're all now just trying to ride to the end, except for 3rd place right here.
Absolutely. Right now, Delonte Ballard is the man sitting in 10th place. Tyler Sifford there in 11th. We are on lap 50. What will happen is, like I said, when that 10th place car right there, Delonte Ballard, what's up, Oliver? How you doing? Crosses that line, it will throw the caution here for the first and only stage of the race, and that's what they do here at the SRA. They have one stage style, and the top 10 guys get bonus points. Jake Nichols obviously leading them out of 4. He's crossed the line. Here comes Delonte Ballard out of turn 4. Caution should fly this time. There it is.
Yes, sir, and Jake is your stage winner.
Well, I'll tell you what, and these guys out here right now, the way I was watching them drive these cars at 41 or the 44 to 41 laps out there on this run on the tires, and I know every one of these guys are probably thinking, wow, give me some tires, I need them.
Oh yeah, for sure. And they're probably also thinking about the next pit stop they have to make after this. If there aren't any cautions, you're going to see some pretty interesting strategy there. Some people might take the 30 to 35 range. Some might take 35 to 40. So we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I imagine everybody's coming down 4 tires of fuel, but we know they can go 45 laps. Obviously won't be able to make it the whole way. So, do you short pit the next one, or what would be your game plan?
At this point, I'd probably just try to break it in half and do it that way, because tires are very much important. It's kind of like Atlanta. You're going to end up sliding so much off of Ford that you're going to probably give up at least a second or so to fresh tires. And I noticed, dropped off probably 2 seconds just in. So the pace on these tires is going to be very slow compared to somebody who may short pit them.
Okay, good deal. Well, I'll tell you what, been a good run, and like we just said, yes, everybody coming on pit road. 4 tires and fuel will be the norm. Tyler down here on the interview thing. Everybody out there will talk to him last time. Chit chat with him. Know what my dog's doing back there. He's having a field day. All right. 4 tires of fuel.
Nobody slid through their box either, so that was a good stop right there. Oh, Bobby beat Jake right off of pit road.
Uh-oh. So that means he probably didn't do any optional repairs, so he just kind of left the car like it was. So there is no fast fix. Well, bring up old Mr. Popularity, Tyler Sifford. You got to talk with him. Tyler Sifford, Joe in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Dre out there in the chat wanted to ask me, are you awake yet?
Oh, I'm well awake.
Yeah. Well, we know what happened on the first incident there. I mean, they said, well, bring him up. I said, well, I just don't make it a plan to bring a guy up. It was in a caution. Right afterwards, I said, maybe if there's another one, we'll get him up here. It doesn't look like the damage or anything has hurt you. You were able to stay and get right on the outside of the top 10 here at the first stage. Sitting in 10th, think you got a car to get up front?
I think so. I really overdrove the corner of that, or overdrove the car that run. Tires were way down. I had no grip. Out of 3 and 4 at all. The car was just sideways every time I had to get to the gas. So, that was expected considering where I was, and I had to push the car back up to the top 10. That's my goal, is to, at least in the stage, be in the top 10 or as close to it, especially when something like that happens. So that lines me up perfect. So I mean, the next run is just going to be saving tires and seeing what I can and can't do.
Well, it's a good run, like you said, to get back up. I think you finished it off in 11th, if I'm not mistaken, right there. So you got close to it. Good bounce back as always. Car looks good from up here, and Becky out there saying woke him up at 6:40. So you woke up about the same time I did. I set my clock and woke up at 7 also. I hear you.
That's not taking a nap before the race. I'm like, well, it says I'm a little tired, but I could stay up. I'm like, oh, I might as well take a nap just to be refreshed.
I was the same way. I was watched the ball games today, and I said, heck with it. So I fell asleep in the chair, set my clock, and took me a nap too. I said, if I got to sit here and y'all gonna make it all exciting like y'all do week in and week out, it's gonna be awesome. But Chemo says, what's going on? As we get set to go back green, man. Good luck out there, Tyler.
Thank you. The Lucid Dreaming Somewhere Saloon Chevrolet and Unleashed Graphics, hoping to get up to the front.
Alrighty, man. Good luck out there. Well, I'll tell you what, Garrison, right there. Call him Mr. Popularity. Well, reason being is everybody pulls for him. He's just popular.
Yeah, he is. I didn't really get the chance to meet him earlier last year when I joined, but he's a very popular driver here in this league.
Absolutely. Well, looks like you just said, Bobby Zielinski. I call him the professor, and there's a good reason why. One, a virtual racing school on the side, folks. If you want to learn how to drive an iRacing, they have their own virtual school, and that is one of the teachers there, Bobby Zielinski. Another is, he's a world champion driver here in the Peak Antifreeze, and I've seen him come very close to being the actual Peak Antifreeze champion here. So, but I take nothing away from the man on the outside. I call him the Superman, Jake Nichols. He has been there in the pro side too, along with Benjamin Nelson and a host of others out here on the field. As lights off on the pace car, coming out of turn 4. Duck off on pit road, and Bobby Zielinski is going to drop the hammer. Make it loud, proud here at Homestead. We're going back. Green flag racing, pace cars in. Green flag flies. We are back at it again, and Bobby says, I am long gone.
Yeah, he definitely took off early there to catch Jake off guard, and it definitely worked.
He does, and I got a feeling he saw what Jake was able to do once he got out front. I think track position is key here. If you get out front, it's going to be the thing. Now we're going to see how fast Jake Nichols is. Can he run down Bobby Zielinski? But these two guys know each other awful well. Benjamin Nelson, Jake Nichols, we see them battling, but here comes Zoltan on the backside.
Yeah, and a little bit farther back, you have them tighter back there as well. Looks like Nick Northrup and Kyle Putz.
Absolutely. Delonte Ballard, Nate Trito, Nick Northrup, you was talking about, Kyle Putz, Tyler Sifford. And I'm going to tell you what, I call him Mr. Consistency. He was back in the back early in the race, up to 13th. Bobby Cheney. Man, you know, you blink one time, he's in the back. You blink again, go to the bathroom, get something to drink, and the man's up front. He's just calm, cool, and collected. And he's got that Napa know-how machine, so he knows how to drive it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Bobby's definitely a consistent driver, and it's just him running his pace out there. And he knows what he's good at and what he's not good at, so I appreciate that about him.
Oh, no doubt about it. He's working over Martin Newland, who's got some damage on that machine. It comes to GTA, man, out there. It's falling back to 13th. Bobby's moving up to 12th right now. Everybody's single file. I got a feeling that's going to be the norm here. I'm going to see what Jake can do if he gets to that back bumper, though, Bobby Zielinski. I just got a feeling the way this track is, the way I feel like the race, me personally, the way I'm looking, is I feel like once you get out front, that might be the advantage. So, do we see somebody, man, take two tires later on in the run?
The two-tire option probably would be on a caution. That's a short run, maybe of about 5 to 7 laps. It's going to be pretty loose if you take 2, so I wouldn't advise to do it. I would probably take 4.
Okay, good deal. Well, there you go. Zoltan looking to the inside of Benjamin Nelson. These two were mixing it up before the caution happened on the stage. Now they're back side by side again with the tires as new as they are. You want to try to get everything you possibly can. I think these guys understand it's going to be a long one, but look at the crossover move Benjamin does right there. Let's see if he's going to be able to get it done on the inside. But I think these guys understand it's going to be a long green flag run, and if it is, don't get out here and wear these tires out too early.
Yeah, and you'll see Benjamin back off there just for that very reason. He doesn't want to race too hard right now. He'll probably save his right front.
Yep, and Jake Nichols, he has run down Bobby Zielinski right now, but not putting too much pressure. You know, between these two here, I've not really, I've watched Jake run for a very, very long time. I've not watched Bobby Zielinski run a lot. I mean, I know he knows how to drive, obviously. And I know he knows how to get around the track. Don't know his tendencies as far as how he runs. I just know he is very fast at what he does. Now, as far as Jake goes, very good long runner. Not very good at the short styled runs. So a long green flag run might play into his favor here, but he is taking on a very bad fast driver up front.
Yeah, and shout out to Jake, because Jake used to be in the Pete Series, and it looks like right here he has a big run on Bobby because Bobby got a bit tight off of 2, but Jake has definitely some good speed, and he knows what to do, and the racecraft is just there for Jake.
Absolutely. We're going to see if that damage will hinder Bobby up top there. He's still going to have that good purple run coming off the turn of turn 4 across the line. Halfway down, Jake can maybe stay where he's at. He can send that machine on the inside. And I've seen him do it. He did it earlier this season. One of the tracks, he sent that thing in there awesome and made it stick for a win earlier. There's a whole different track here as he's going to have to fall back behind Bobby as they head off into the turn.
Yeah, it's about that time to run. The hot side is starting to get a little bit better. That means that the heat is getting built up right here on the bottom line. So you'll see a guy like Zoltan or maybe Freddie starting to move their way up to the top.
Absolutely. Zoltan and Benjamin Nelson still back there in the back, man, fighting it. But boy, if they look in their rearview mirror, Freddie De La Rosa, Nate Trito, Nick Northrup have all moved up. We've went from those two machines by themselves to a whole slew of, got about 8 drivers right there in a single file.
Yeah, and it looks like everybody right now is just minding their P's and Q's, and some drivers are saving right front, so others are just out here running pretty hard, probably. And you do have a big pack right here of about 8 cars.
Oh yeah, no doubt. They're all single file. Goes all the way back to the 10th place spot there. Tyler Sifford mixing it up, and Tyler, he's trying to hang on there to Kyle Putz. Oh, the 88.99, excuse me. Nate Trito got up high, lost a lot of momentum, and was going to lose a lot of spot.
Yeah, it looks like he drove it in just a little bit too hard, and what I was talking about earlier with those bumps, they'll shoot you right into the wall if you don't carry a little less speed going into the corner right there.
Absolutely. Brett Pancari on the inside is going to try to make that thing, see if he can make it stick there. Coming out of turn 4, saw Nate Trito, and he's going to be able to hold on to it. He's going to work over Delonte Ballard there for a moment.
Yeah, and you'll see right here, if Delonte can slide up in front of him, he'll definitely take that spot.
Yep, and they'll all stay single file right here. Everybody, looks like a few cars out. Lewis Salamasso. There we go, Salamasso. That sounded a little bit better. Kyle Ely, Paolo Ducharme, and obviously Garrison Hogan up here in the booth with me. All out of the race right now. Don't know what happened to those guys. It must have been when they got mixed up earlier on in the wreck, early in the run. And we only got one car, Josh Robbins. He's 17 laps down. Other than that, 22 cars on the lead lap, still out here running.
Right. It looks like maybe a couple cars had some damage, and then I don't know what happened to Tyler. I know he did have a black flag at the beginning that he hadn't served, so maybe he just left the race because it wasn't doing well for him to run the lap down.
He did get mixed up in that one wreck.
Yeah, he also did get in that wreck. I just saw it too. So, yeah, for sure, it'll be from damage that those 3 guys were out, and in my case, I just got DQ'd, so.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like earlier, I said, wait a minute, Garrison Hogan didn't even make the start of the race. I thought I saw you out there, but, you know, things happen. It is what it is. Appreciate you being up here in the booth, because, and it's a good thing. I like getting drivers up here a lot of times because it gives a good perspective. It's a different view of what we see. I get asked all the time, Joe, what do you think of the race? I thought it was great. Joe, you're on crack. What's wrong with you? Hey, look, good from where I'm at, you know? I mean, come on, guys. I know it's frustrating from behind the wheel of where y'all are, though.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes it's just we're trying to do the best we can, and we're putting in everything we have on passing people and being the fastest drivers out here. But sometimes we just have to keep calm heads and understand that we have to, I guess, analyze situations and not run over each other.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. From the view we get up here, it's very, very exciting racing a lot of time, and where it's nerve-wracking to a lot of the drivers, the viewers up here, and what we see. That's why I love getting the drivers up here to get a review. And sometimes the driver comes and goes, you know what, no, Joe, I understand what you see now, man. It's also good, like this battle here with Benjamin and Zoltan. I imagine it's so frustrating. Benjamin's like, man, look, I'm so faster than Zoltan, but I can't get around him. Why won't he just move out the way and let me go? Well, that ain't how it works.
Yeah, in Benjamin's case right there, it was just Zoltan was taking his line away, and he knew that the high side was definitely the preferred passing lane. So he had to just work for it for a couple of laps and just set him up. And that's what it's all about. You just have to set somebody up on a track like this where you have low grip on longer runs and the car is just really tight.
And there you go. It's a good explanation, and it's a good understanding of it. And that's what we would see up here. You just got to set them up a lot of times. You know, and I take it back up here to the front. You know, you got Bobby Zielinski out there, Jake Nichols. Now, Jake's just riding right there where he's at. But a lot of these guys, you know, they understand, hey, I might be faster. That guy's got that line. Well, I'm not just going to move over. I got to figure out a way to get around him.
Right, it's all about the line, and everybody knows where the racing line is. You can tell a lot of guys watch the fastest guys in practice, or you could just pay attention during the race when you're behind somebody. You'll see that maybe the high side is good. You'll jump to the high side and try to block somebody's momentum or keep your momentum up, and you can become faster than the car in front of you. But you have to just run your pace, save your right front, and that's normally done by just running the bottom of the track, and then you can just push later on the run, and you'll be able to pass more drivers then and make up more ground.
There you go. Well, you got a good battle right here. Delonte Ballard, he's trying to mix it up with Kyle Putz back there. And Becky, we're talking about Tyler Sifford still running. Tyler Ducharme is out of the race. He got mixed up in that wreck earlier on, and just unfortunately he's retired for the night. But yeah, Tyler Sifford right there, he's running in 10th. And on to maintain stay where he's at. We talked to him earlier on. Delonte Ballard right in front of him. Kyle Putt's right there in the mix. Give me a lot back here in 11. I tell you what, I really do like that paint job. Try to see if I can get a shot it. There we go. What is that, Alley or Ollie? Is it Alley?
Yeah, it looks like it's the Onlap paint scheme, that Jimmy Johnson paint scheme. I'm a Jimmy Johnson fan, so I knew that.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, well, I was about to ask what in the world Alley was there. Okay. You know, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because somebody said, well, that's a new company coming. From my understanding, and I heard this through a grapevine, I don't know how true it is. Again, I was just reading. Somebody said that the Alley company used to be the GMC something. So it's not really a new company. It's kind of a reformed company that bought one of the other ones or something. It's something to do with Union or something. I don't know. Man, I was reading it somewhere.
Yeah, if I remember it right, it's a financial group. So kind of like my main financial or something like that, and they probably bought out somebody.
GMAC Finance or something like that. Who was that? Who was the finance company? It was a GM something.
It may have been GMAC.
I think I remember reading it somewhere. Because when they mentioned that and said, "Oh, a new company's coming," for Jimmy Johnson, said somebody, I was reading it. It's not really a new company, so to say. I think they bought out the one and whatever. But either way, nice looking paint job. Good to see it out there like that. I just saw Tyler Sifford up there in the front of him, man. Tyler right now is fighting with that machine. And again, we're back to lap 23-20 on these tires. It's one of them things. Started seeing these guys fight the rear in these cars last time this run.
Yeah, and if you go back up here to the front, you have a battle, looks like, for fourth place. It looks like Freddie is getting a better run on the bottom right now, and Zoltan's just committed to that high side. Maybe just backing off the pace a little bit and saving tire.
There you go. You're right. Actually, Zoltan up high. And look, you got no Freddie De La Rosa on the inside. So Freddie making waves here and almost ran it up there as that car got a little tight on him on the inside. Had to back out of it. He's still to the inside, but you're right, RW. There you go. Yep, G-Mac for sure. That's what I thought it was, what I heard and I read out there. Try to keep up with some business things here and there, but, I don't know.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. I actually didn't know what Ally was until I was at the track a couple weeks ago at Martinsville, and that was the first time I heard about it.
Right, and that was, I heard about it because of the last race of the season there at Homestead when it won. I knew it was a new thing, and I heard they'd said it. Oh, a new company signed on, and that's when I read about it and read it's General Motors, Acceptance Corp. That's right, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Alley, however they say it, bought them and kind of merger pretty much and whatnot. So it's basically the old G-Mac. Is what they are now. So still good to see them in the NASCAR world. Still good to see them as a sponsor because we got a good race here. Fourth place, man. I'll tell you what, Freddie De La Rosa beating and banging with Zoltan. And I tell you what, Garrison, I get a kick every time I say Zoltan's name because it reminds me cartoon back in the 80s. I'm trying to remember. It started with a Z. And an animated style cartoon with some lines that formed up in a big robot, and his name reminds me of that every time I say it.
I think I know what you may be talking about. Yeah. I mean, I'm only 23 years old, so I was born in 95, but that's something like Zoltron or something like that.
That's it. That's where you go. Yep, Zoltron. That's right. Yeah, actually, I saw it the other day on one of those flashback things. It basically almost, it was in the time when the Transformers was big, and I don't know if you remember the GoBots and all that stuff. Now I'm telling you my age and all that, but take it back to the end, G.I. Joes and stuff. But yeah, Voltron or something like that. Yeah, and so that's why I get the Zoltan part right there. Voltron, that's it. That's what it is. It was Voltron.
Voltron.
Yeah, Voltron.
But you can call Zoltan Zoltron.
You can,
he's pretty good on track.
That's what I'm saying. So he looks like a monster out there, and he's actually week in and week out has done very well. What's up, Chemo? How you doing? But Freddie made that pass on him. He's up the fourth. You said it earlier, Freddie De La Rosa. I've watched him. He can be calculated out here. I'm looking at his lap times. He's actually faster then Bobby Zielinski and Jake Nichols and Benjamin up front. The thing about it is, though, catching and passing, is he got enough speed to get around him?
Right, that's the biggest key right now, is that Freddie's gonna have to do what he needs to do to get to the back of Benjamin. But when he gets to Benjamin, he has to figure out, okay, what's the fastest way that I can pass Benjamin? And right now, Benjamin's up against the wall, so is Jake. So you can see that both of them have kind of responded to what Freddie's doing, because they can kind of see him now coming up in the rear views. And as you can see, Bobby has jumped up there as well, because Jake has caught him. But Freddie's definitely running them down, and he's running some of the fastest laps on track, so we'll see how this goes.
And he's using a different line. He is actually going in to the low line and letting that car slide up the track, which is normal. Or if it's loose, you want to let it kind of coast in and then let it glide off. The problem is they're going to take that high line away from him and let that thing glide off the turn. So he's going to have to send it going into the turn and hopefully get around them in the middle style of the turn there. Have to see what he does when he catches Benjamin, because look at the momentum he gets going in. The problem is that momentum stops kind of in the middle turn, because he needs that high line coming out. As you see him kind of let it just float, kind of let it, slide up the track, so to speak.
Yeah, you have to just keep it going towards the wall without turning the wheel to the left too much. The more you keep your wheel turned to the left coming off the corner, you're just going to kill your right front.
And he's doing an outstanding job. Now he's kind of seeing what he can do. As you see, Benjamin Nelson's fighting with that machine right now. That's going to let Freddie actually pull to him. Now, actually, Benjamin goes down low, saw what Freddie was doing, almost cut his momentum off there, it seemed like. So Freddie had to maybe just say, I don't know if he's going to come down here in front of my nose. Kind of maybe slowed him down, didn't let him get that run going into the turn.
Right, and that was just in response to seeing Freddie making that time up on the bottom. It looks like the heat is probably up to the top of the track. Freddie moved down there and found some grip and some lap time.
He did, and you can see him do it coming into the turn. But again, he stalls out middle off, because that's where he needs that car to kind of push up or let it kind of slide. Now, if he can get that run going in, maybe stay alongside of Benjamin Nelson coming out of the turn down the straight and going into the turn, he might be able to get that run that he needs. The problem is, you just saw Benjamin right there, just gets that power off the turn down the straightaway. He's just going to have to stay right there beside him in order to get that run to the inside.
Yeah, and you'll see right here, it's going to be a battle of mistakes here. These drivers are so good that it's just going to take one little mistake somebody has to make in front of them for them to make up the ground. And right there, it was just Freddie's turn to make it off of 4, but a couple of laps ago, Benjamin made the mistake, and you saw Freddie almost got by him.
Absolutely. We're 34 laps into this run. It's 87 of 130 here at Homestead for the SRA Iracing Xfinity Series here. Good run so far. Bobby Zielinski out front in charge of this one. You got Jake Nichols there in second. Benjamin Nelson, that might be the mistake that Freddie needed right there. He put it in the wall. He's still going to get a run coming off the turn, but if he can stay right there, Garrison, I think the drive that he gets going into the turn, if he can send it in there hard. Oh, but you saw Benjamin actually drove it in a little bit harder.
Right, and that's just, again, in response to him knowing that Freddie's going to drive it in. You have to kind of know who you're racing as well, and everybody knows Freddie's just going to drive it in pretty deep. And not just to wreck you, it's just that's his style. So you just have to know that he's going to take it in there further than you, and you may just have to risk it one time and drive it in a bit harder.
Yeah, and we've seen that in the past, too. Now, I think that's what kind of maybe Freddie right now, he realizes, okay, Benjamin's not going to give this thing up. And here's where the frustration sets in as a driver. And I understand if her driver said time and time again, look, I'm faster, get out the way, move over. Well, hey, up here, the way I say, Benjamin Nelson has all the right in the world to do what he's doing. He's holding his line. He's not out there trying to wreck somebody. He's making it very, very interesting for Freddie Del Rosa to try to get around him and making it hard to get around him. Yeah, it's not his responsibility to get out the way. Freddie's to try to figure out a way to get around him.
Right, and you can be so close in lap time. That's just so frustrating when you're right there and you know that you're about to pass somebody. But you have to just take a risk a couple of times. And if Freddie can get probably about 3/4 of the way up in front of Benjamin on the bottom, he'll probably try the slide job.
And I see right there, he almost did it if he could have stayed right beside him. But I tell you what, Benjamin is getting such a good run off the turns. By the time they get to the middle of the back stretch or the front stretch there, he's already passing Zoltan because he's got all, Freddie's already got all that momentum. As you see, and actually Jake is closing in on Bobby Zielinski up front. But man, this battle here. Now, if Freddie can ever get that nose on the outside of Benjamin, it's all over with at that point. And I think that's where Benjamin knows, I cannot give up that high line. I'll give him the inside all day long and take my chances there.
Right, and you almost saw Freddie right there make a mistake. He was running a bit of the Larson line there, and he backed up the corner just enough because he almost scraped the wall.
And he did. And the reason I saw that is he went high. Maybe he was going to try to see, Benjamin open the door up, actually cracked it just a little bit. He's going to see maybe if he could get in there. Right now, it just kind of looks between these two machines as whoever makes the mistake first. See Zoltan looking on the inside. Benjamin, he just got that run. I mean, that high line. He's got so much grip. Yeah, and here comes Zoltan. Freddie. Still on the Zoltan trip.
Bobby and Freddie, actually. So it looks like right here they're splitting it in half, and that's probably about the same lap I've hit as Freddie. Wow. He made up a little bit more time right there on Bobby, but you have another car back there as well. They almost got caught for speeding, it looks like.
Wow. Yeah, you got to be very careful. Yeah, and, we'll call him Zoltron. Zoltan out there, he's coming into pit road along with him, Freddie Del Rosa. Like it was Benjamin Nelson and Jake Nichols. Now, I've seen these two do this before. Stay out and run. Delonte Ballard out there too, but Jake, people always yell at me sometimes. Joe, why you always talking about Jake? Well, when he's up front, you can't help but not talk about him. And I've just seen him drive, and I've seen him do this so many times. I really say he's probably one of the masters at fuel mileage, fuel conservation, and saving those tires and knowing what he needs to do up front.
Right. He's definitely good at that, but right here, you just have to see him respond really quick to Bobby, because if he gave up another lap, Bobby was going to be about 3-4 seconds in front of him. And at that point, you just have to make sure that you're going to, oh, wow, Benjamin. You just have to make sure that you make up that time on track, because that delta time between you hitting and then getting back up to speed through that access road and getting back on track with no traffic or with traffic is going to determine how you're going to finish this race.
Yeah, I just saw that too. Benjamin Nelson came in there hot and heavy. What he was doing on the track, boy, he had to woe that thing down real quick. The top two guys coming in on pit road, obviously we'll see 4 tires and fuel out of them. And you're right, that was the other part of it. The longer you stay out, obviously you're giving up a massive amount of time. And under green flag pit stops, the thing about it is, and I'm looking at the time right now, Jake Nichols had a 14.6 pit stop. Bobby Zielinski had a 15.3. So Jake did not lose a lot of time on pit road. Actually, so that wasn't too bad. And I know everybody's talking about, well, Joe, it's only like, a couple hundreds. Hey, that's an eternity on a racetrack.
Right, and one big thing that you notice right here is check out the gap between Freddie and Jake. What happened was that extra lap, that was about a second to a second and a half worth of time, and depending on how Jake got back up to speed, now he might be even further behind both of those guys.
Yep. And it happens. That's just green flag pit stops will split this field up so far, obviously, and that's just the thing. You see Bobby Zielinski right there with Nate Trito in front of him, so they're actually the top 2 guys. You've got Freddie De La Rosa right there behind them. If Freddie's been able to do anything, Nick Northrup sitting in the 7th place spot. He's about straight away back. Zoltan's right there along with Jake Nichols. They're all about, I'm going to say about a straight away behind Bobby Zielinski.
Yeah, you'll see a couple of guys are out here hoping and praying for a caution to come out. If they run a couple laps on these fresh tires and then the other guys that are staying out can see the caution, they'll get the track position.
Absolutely. As Bobby makes it around Nate. Right now, Jake's trying to work over Zoltan. Here comes Benjamin Nelson in the mix. Those two were battling it out earlier on. Jake makes that pass so he can set sights. Try to see if he can't run down one Bobby Zielinski out there. And folks, this is just what green flag stops do. You know, I mean, Jake and Bobby were, I don't know, maybe five, 6 car lengths back from each other. Now they're seconds, almost a straight away from each other. And that's just what pit stops here on the green flag stops will do here for you.
Right, and you see also that Zoltan made up a bunch of time, so you have him back in the equation. Then you have the gap right here between Freddie and Bobby. It has to grow in order for Bobby to feel more comfortable with the pit strategy. If Freddie can get the run back on him later on in the run, then it'll be a good race.
Yeah, the biggest threat right now actually would have to be Freddie De La Rosa. If he can make it around Nate Trito, Nate's going to make it hard there for Freddie. You know Freddie's awful fast. That damage right now definitely doesn't look like it's affecting Bobby too much, if any, out front. We'll just have to see what happens so far. Obviously, I would think at this point Bobby would not want a caution with 30 to go.
Probably not, but it looks like most drivers have actually pitted, so it probably wouldn't be too big of a deal for any of those guys right now.
Well, I'm just saying because it would put all those other guys on his back bumper.
Even that, you know, Bobby is one of those guys where that pressure probably isn't going to get to him as much. He probably does enjoy the fact that he has a big enough gap on Jake right now, but he's definitely worried about Freddie.
Oh, absolutely. And just looking at the lap time, Jake did a 32.759 to Bobby's 33.017. So he is a touch faster. Thing about it is getting there, and he's got a few cars Jake does to get around, like Nick Northrup, Nate Trito, Freddie De La Rosa, to even get near Bobby Zielinski. That's obviously going to wear out. And the longer this run goes, tire wear will even off. So a caution would definitely, and here's my feeling. Let's say we get a caution within the next 10 laps. You know all these guys are coming back on pit road for 4 tires.
Oh, definitely. Nobody's going to take a 2-tire strategy at this point. It's 4 tires, and you're just going to go to the end and race hard.
Right now, good race between Jake Nichols and Nick Northrup. Nick's going to try to hold it the best he can. Can't get it done as Jake, man, just powers on the inside. A little bit fresher tires than what he does. Is able to make that pass. Jake is trying to see what he can do. Just looking at lap times, he is a touch faster. Problem is does he have enough time to run him down? And at the time that I see, don't think if it stayed green, I don't think he would. We're at lap 103 here, 130. I always say we're getting close to the business is about to pick up and run what you brung here. It's 2 things Garrison always point out. Obviously, the last lap, that puts an end to it. Here on iRacing, if a caution usually comes out with 5 to go, that usually puts an end to it.
Yeah, and that's something that's bitten me most of my official career. You have a caution that comes out and you're in the lead, and you're kind of screwed up.
Absolutely. Well, Freddie De La Rosa has made it around Nate Trito, so that's the one thing Bobby Zielinski's got to worry about. Let's look at the lap times here because Freddie is a touch faster. Now, he is close enough to get to Bobby Zielinski's back deck lid. And we've seen Freddie earlier. Will he be able to get around? What's going on, Becky? Talk about the top 10. You expect me to? We are talking about the top 10. Well, who else you want me to talk about? I'll talk about somebody.
Well, we'll shout out Brett McCarry right here. He's up in
Yeah.
the front, still staying out, and looks like he's holding on for now. Bobby's about 9 seconds back, so I give it a take about another 6 laps or so, and Bobby will be back in the lead if Brett stays out.
Well, he's been out there for 52 laps, and I know what he's hoping for, a caution. We're looking at Benjamin Nelson right there in the 7th, Zoltan's in 8th, Femi Lott's back in 9th, Kyle Putz in 10th. And right there in 11th place, I just got to say it, Bobby Cheney. And the other Bobby here in the league, I call him Mr. Consistency. The man just out of nowhere, boom. He's just right there in 11th. Delonte Ballard 12th. And then Tyler Sifford. He's hanging on strong. Got caught up in a caution early in the race. Mixed up, no really heavy damage, maybe a little bit in the rear. But he's been able to fight back, get up to 13th. Right now, Nicholas Carresso, his teammate, right there in 14th spot. Mark Newland in the 15th. Brad Bothwell, he's sitting in the 16th. Bryce Senesack, 17th. Sean Williams back to 18th. Robert Dudley, 19th. David Shutt off the pace a lap down back here in the 20th. And Aaron Cummings back in 21st. And we do have another car out, 2 cars. Elijah Drew Garcia, I said that last name right. And Josh Robbins out. Real quick, Garrison, I don't know if you're a wrestling fan or not, but the Elijah reminds me of Elias, the wrestler. So maybe he's out there. Let's all walk with Elijah here on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Becky. Yeah, well, I mean, I do. I have people, man, all the time, you know, tell me, you mentioned Jake a lot. Well, I mention a lot of guys, and I try to go through the field where the battles are the most. I mean, obviously, right now, Brett Punkari, I mean, he's got 4.2 seconds over Bobby Zielinski. No, I haven't mentioned him much. I mean, he's leading the race, but he's out there by himself. I mean, he's doing what he needs to do. He's 55 laps into the run. I know what he's doing. He's hoping and praying for a caution. I don't think he can make it the whole entire way. What's up, Rudy, man? Don't think he can make it the entire way, but, you know, obviously Bobby Zielinski will run him down. The biggest battle I see right here that might be coming up, might slow up and worry Bobby a little bit, is Freddie De La Rosa right there behind Bobby Zielinski.
Yeah, and also pay attention. I've been watching the last few laps, but Nate Trito looks like Jake go by in 3 and 4, and now you have Jake coming on a little bit fresher tires. Freddie's also tracking down Bobby, so it may get tight here at the end, just depending on where Freddie and Jake run.
Well, you know what I said earlier, Jake didn't have enough time to run him down. I'm going to correct myself. He's got plenty of time now as he is right there knocking on the back door. And when I say knocking, he's about to run through that thing like a freight train. He is actually a tad faster than Bobby Zielinski and Freddie De La Rosa. He does have a few lap newer tires, not much out there, but I tell you what, it's been a good. What's up, Stephanie? Ain't you working?
Brett Funkari, he almost missed the access road.
Oh, yeah, I see that bottom there, ain't he?
Yeah, he said he was about to pit, and it looks like he almost missed the access road, but he got it back going, so it looks like he's okay.
Yeah, he's heading off into pit road right now, able to get it down on pit road. So that's the last car that's going to put Bobby Zielinski back out front, but Freddie Del Rosa right down his back deck lid. Jake Nichols is coming in a hurry, folks. He's probably got one of the freshest tires, along with the man behind him, Benjamin Nelson, who is right there with some good fresh tires. Nick Northrup is up there. Zoltan's up there. Well, I'll tell you, it's a good one. And, hey, Stephanie, ain't you out working? I tell you what, for somebody, man, she pops in every time I turn around Garrison on Sundays. She says she works on Sunday nights.
Oh, here's Freddie right here battling for the lead. He saw it. Jake is coming really, really fast, and he's going to have to make a move now, or else he's not going to pass him.
Well, this is what Jake wants to see. This is not what Bobby Zielinski wants to have happen. Freddie De La Rosa on the inside. I've seen this earlier in the season. These two guys will not give an inch. Freddie will not. If he can get a run on the inside, look at him right there. He crowds on the outside. Here comes Jake. Now, Jake will be patient for a while and see what these two guys up here do, because he definitely don't want to get caught up in a wreck or a mess. But it is getting down to go time here with about 15 to go.
Yes, sir. You saw right there, Freddie had to drive it in a little bit deeper to challenge him, and right here he did the same. If he gets clear off of either turn 2 or turn 4 in the next 2 laps, you may see him win. Maybe.
Absolutely.
And that's if Jake gets by him maybe in the next 5 laps. It just depends.
I tell you, hey, you're right there, I mean, I 100% agree with you. Look at this 3-car battle up here. These guys are about to mix it up. You've got 3 of the best. Oh, Freddie almost loses it coming out of the turn. You've got Bobby Zielinski still hanging on to it up front, as it is a good race up here. I always call it a hornet's nest, and that's what they're about to do up front.
Yeah, and we'll have to pay attention to what David Shutt's about to do. If he lets them by, then it's going to be a relatively clean race here to the end. But it looks like Freddie's going to try to wind it up on the high side.
Is he going to send it going into the turn? I think that's the only way he's going to get it done, because Bobby's not giving up that middle high line. That's where the momentum is. Here comes Jake. The problem is Freddie needs to watch out for that 73. If he's on the inside, he can open the door for Jake to maybe take that high line, and then he'll get the second place spot and try to get up there and rough up a little bit on Bobby, as we got 15 to go here, and I always say it's business picking up. Oh, Freddie's got him clear.
He might slide up. Oh.
He did.
That was exactly what he had to do. Either he had to slot back in behind Bobby going into that turn, or he had to go for it. He went for it.
Wow, I tell you what, right now on the inside, but look at the crossover move by the professor himself. And I'm going to tell you what, he made it stick. Uh-oh. Contact coming out of turn 4. Jake is right there on the inside. He sees the opening. He's going to try to dive that thing down into the turn. Well, we got a race going on up here for the lead.
Yes, sir, and that's exactly what I was talking about last lap. Freddie made that split decision. You have to stay on the high side right here. Keep Jake pinned down so that you have the best time to pass Bobby Zalinski. You're going to hold up Jake right here and probably get some help from David Shutt on the high side.
Absolutely. David Shutt's going to figure it out. I mean, I know it's going to be good sport. Just try to stay out of the way. He understands there's a three-way battle going on up front. For the lead right now, Jake Nichols sitting in third. Bobby Zalinski is hanging on for dear life. He wins this race. He has definitely earned it because right now, Freddie De La Rosa on the inside is going to try that low line. He's tried it. He's going to clear him, cut the nose off of Bobby again.
Oh, he did it again. Slide job.
Whoo, boy, I tell you what, that was awesome right there. He slid up there. Bobby Zalinski had to get out of the throttle. Now does he have enough to get back on the inside of Freddie De La Rosa? I have seen Freddie do this time and time again this season. Get up front, but man, I tell you what, those cars are awful slick coming off the turn.
Yeah, they're driving 100% right now. It's just now you have a lap car up there on the high side, and they don't know exactly where he's going to go, so Freddie just kind of hoped and prayed right there that he could slide up in front of Bobby, and Bobby kind of cut him a break right there. He probably could have turned him in the right rear.
Absolutely. Well, folks, I tell you what, man, pretty much the top 10 all kind of filed out right now. The best battles between these top three guys. Well, Bobby Zalinski drove that thing up to the back tailgate to let old Freddie know, hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here, and he might try to take him to school here and teach him something. But if he doesn't watch out, he's got Jake on his back deck lid now on the inside trying to take that spot away from him. Can Freddie De La Rosa hang on to this thing? Can Jake Nichols win it? Or can Bobby Zalinski pull this thing off?
If Bobby can hold him off for a couple of laps, that'll definitely help out Freddie. But I would kind of like to see David Shutt kind of move out the way right here as Bobby cuts off Jake.
Wow, that's an aggressive move right there. He saw Jake had a good run there, though. Jake could have very much probably took Bobby Zalinski out right there by a little bit in the quarter. Did not. And folks, I'm going to tell you what, any other drivers here in iRacing, and I know I might just going to ruffle some feathers with this comment, any other drivers in iRacing other than probably the SRA gangs, you would have seen a contact wreck right there. But these are some of the best that you're seeing racing up here, and that's why they can pull moves off like that lap after lap.
Right, and Bobby's doing exactly what he needs to do. Hold his ground right here on the high side. He has to keep the traction coming off of 4. He did a good job right there. So for another lap, you're going to at least see them side by side.
Absolutely, and this helps Freddie De La Rosa up front, but Jake sends that thing into the turn. If he can slide up top, he's going to get it done. He's going to off the turn. Bobby, gives him a little shove going down the back stretch, and that's going to actually help him because that actually been pushed him a little bit closer. Now does Jake have enough time to run down and enough to get around that man in the 72 machine?
Yeah, and you can tell Bobby's probably a little bit frustrated, not only with himself, but people just coming right up in front of him, and he has to kind of cut them a break off of 2 or else he'll wreck them.
Well, and I think that's just kind of a product of the track, a product of what this car, and a product of what is offered to him out there. You've got really no choices. It brings me back to the race about 2 weeks ago where you just saw guys just having to drive aggressive, and it just seems like that's what it is. I mean, these guys are having to overdrive it, not what they like to do. They like to be a little bit more finessed out here, but when you've got to make these moves, it's go time.
Yes, sir, it is, and you just have to put your best out there, and you got to go for it. And sometimes it can just be really hard because you've been giving it all you got for about 20 laps prior to the last 15 to 10. So you really have to just ask for your tires to have some grip left over.
Absolutely. Right now, you got Benjamin Nelson back in fourth. You got Nate Trito back in fifth. Nick Northrup up in sixth. Zoltan, he's there in seventh. Feed me a lot. They're battling it out back there about the 7th and 8th spot. Delonte Ballard hanging on to 9th. Kyle Putz rounds the top 10 as of right now, as everybody's kind of spread out a little bit here, single file, except for these top guys. Now, Freddie De La Rosa, he's got a little bit of breathing room on that man right there, Jake Nichols. I just don't know. It's a half-second
caution. Caution came out.
And, folks, I'm going to tell you, hold on to your hats because it ain't over with. That's not going to end
right. No, it's not. It's going to bring out either a 2-lap shootout or a 1-lap shootout. So we'll see what happens here. Somebody may stay out, and you'll see some restart games being played here.
Oh, Tyler Siffer, too, was the cause of that one. Let's go back on the replay and watch what happened to him. Single car incident on his end. Coming around here, just kind of fighting it. Folks, we're going to have like a green-white checkered here. 2 laps to go here at Homestead. Oh, yeah, he went into the turn hot and heavy, spun around, slams the outside wall. Wow, looks like it just overdrove the turn. That thing just came out from under him.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what it looked like. And maybe he just has rear brake bias too high, or, just probably lost the grip going into the corner because he's been driving it in so hard every few laps. And your rear tires just give out eventually once you slam on the brakes so much.
Ooh, Freddie stays out. Everybody behind him comes in. Ouch.
Yeah, this is probably the time where Freddie's kicking himself and probably saying some other things to himself right now. But hey, you never know. Wheel spin will be a pretty big deal here, so we have to pay attention to that. But you also have to pay attention to when he times up this run, and also who else may have stayed out.
I'm trying to look right now, and it pretty much looks like a lot of pretty much the whole field who was on the lead lap came in and pitted behind him. Freddie actually faked like he was going to come into the pits, and at the last second pulled off, hoping somebody would, and everybody stayed. Now Benjamin Nelson. I was fixing to say Benjamin.
Benjamin actually beats Jake off.
Yeah. 2 tires. Femi a lot. Benjamin Nelson takes the 2-tire strategy. Bobby, Jake are the first 2 with 4 tires as Bobby Zielinski beats Jake out. So, boy, this is going to set it up here. This is going to be interesting. You've got Freddie De La Rosa on 33-lap old tires. Benjamin Nelson took 2. Femi Alot took 2. Everybody else behind them from Bobby Zielinski on took all 4 tires. I got a feeling that now from what we've seen, here's the thing, Garrison. It's not a doom and gloom for Freddie up front or any of the other guys. If he can get that jump, get out front, make it through, I'm going to say turn 1 and 2 without anybody getting on his outside or inside or him losing grip or whatever, I think he might have a good opportunity to do it, because once we've seen a guy get out front, very hard to pass him and very hard to run him down.
Right. The biggest thing is that Freddie doesn't need to make it into the backstretch or anything like that, like in real life where you have to see the white flag. Once Freddie takes this restart, if anybody wrecks behind him and he's able to at least keep the wheel spin out of his tires and get going, then he'll be able to possibly see a win based off of a caution, so that's what he's going to bank on. If he doesn't get a good restart though and he has a bunch of wheel spin, then you're just going to see chaos ensue in turn 1. You'll probably have Bobby and Jake going to the high side. The guys on 2 tires will probably be the guys to watch specifically at that point if they make it to that point in the corner, because they can possibly hold up Jake and Bobby from passing, and then you might see 3 wide or 4 wide going into 3.
And that right there would be the Christmas present that Freddie would love to see. Benjamin and Femi holding up those 2 guys back there and letting him sell off, and everything works in his favor. I mean, obviously, it's going to dictate, it's going to be dictated off, like you said, the wheel spin on the start. So it looks like Freddie might take that low line. Going to put Benjamin on the outside. Femi's going to be on the inside here.
Right, you saw Freddie testing it out right there.
Yep, I saw that. That's what I was about to say. It looks like he's testing off that start. Now, he spun it a little bit, but I feel like he's probably, like you just said, he's testing that. Do I have the start? Now, I think the man in the, I'm going to say catbird seat, probably Bobby Zielinski. He's on the high side. Jake right now sitting on that low line. He's going to have to look, well, if Femi spins the tires, if Freddie spins the tires and Femi does, has to check up, where do I go? Make it 3 wide, turn 1?
Well, yeah, Bobby would technically be in the catbird seat at this point. The only problem that I find with where Bobby is depending on where Ben goes, you'll see him possibly block. And then if they block each other, then you have Jake right there on the bottom, just passing them 3 wide going to 3. So you never know.
Well, for the final time here tonight at Homestead for the SRA Xfinity Series, pace cars coming out of turn 4, lights off, here we go. Freddie De La Rosa out front, hoping to hang on to this one for at least about 3 laps, 2-lap shootout here. But he's on some old tires. Pace cars in. Freddie's going to drop the hammer. Look at Jake getting prepared on the inside. He's hoping they don't spin. Oh, Amphibian Lot does. Jacks to field up. Bobby Zielinski wins it. Are you kidding me?
Yep, and Freddie did exactly what I would have done. You have to wait until the last second to when the green comes out, and he waited, and it looks like Femi just got on a little bit too much, and he went right around.
Let's go back and watch, and he did. Spun the tires, and boom, the chaos. I mean, you're talking about cars all over the place. Nicholas Caressel involved, Mark Newland involved, Nate Trito involved in that one. But up front, Freddie just couldn't get going. Neither could Benjamin. And look at Bobby Zielinski on the outside. Folks, I'm going to tell you what a move. And here's the reason why I call him the professor. Because watch this. When the caution flew, he crossed the line. He saw those guys. He went to the outside. And boom, right when the caution flew, he had his nose in front of them and pulled this thing off. Wow.
Yeah, he timed that borderline just perfectly, and what helped him there was that Benjamin doesn't have the same amount of grip once he puts the gas pedal down. So Benjamin definitely spun his tires a little bit more than Bobby, and Bobby just had to take off speed.
Absolutely. Now, Freddie De La Rosa is going to end up in third, so that did pay off for him as far as staying out. I mean, didn't win the race obviously, but hey, not bad.
Right, that was a good points night, and that's a bit of luck right there, because he could have easily have been hooked by Femi, but he didn't, so he got a third place finish.
I'm gonna tell you what, wow, Bobby Zielinski with probably the move of the night right there, taking that thing to the high line and pulling it off. Benjamin Nelson, though, when he held on to second place, so the top 2 guys, they held on to their positions. They just could not get it going on the end there, man. Garrison, I mean, that was a heck of a start. Pretty much just like what you said probably would happen on that one. Wild and chaotic. And obviously, Jake Nichols, just where he was sitting, just in a bad spot.
Right, and from P5 and you're starting on 4 tires, you just have to hope that you kind of get around to 1 and 2, but they didn't do that, so Jake kind of finished where he started.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to get a talk in with the guys here tonight. First off, we're going to bring up Freddie De La Rosa, third place man. He stayed out there for 37 laps. I'll bring up Freddie. Garrison, you want to talk with him?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to bring up Freddie. Let's see a talk with third place man.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Freddie, how's it going?
Hello.
Good, man. Hey, I saw you on that restart. I saw that you were going to go pretty late. I called it. That was pretty much the only move you had because you had a bunch of wheel spin right there, but you still finished third, so that's not bad.
Yeah, can't complain about a third place. That was kind of best case scenario, honestly, because of tires and stuff.
Right. And throughout the race, you had really good speed. I was watching you, and you have that high line working where you would just get it going and nobody else could get that same run down the front stretch and back stretch. And we saw you had to change it up a little bit going into 1 and 3 and going to the bottom and trying to pass guys. But on that pit stop, you made up a bunch of time coming on the pit road. So just tell the crowd a little bit how you did that.
Yeah, speed wasn't a problem tonight, so happy about that. I mean, that's never been a problem to me. Has been a problem with other people. So lately I've been taking a different approach to races. Just what I've been doing lately is just starting at the back. Mentally, my race starts in lap 50. Then you gotta pit stop on lap 90 and then to the end. I can't race any other way because if I start racing every single lap, I actually get into troubles. I start making friends throughout the field. I already made a few friends. What's his name? irrelevant. Oh, Sultan Hasek, one of the friends that I made this season, and among others. So I just been taking it easy, approaching the race differently. Yeah, we came into the pits. I knew that I had a little bit of speed over the guys. Really good pit stop. I gained probably like a second on Zelensky. From there, just a matter of time. Then that caution came out, and
Yeah, you definitely had the opportunity to win that race. What made you stay out there at the end? You know, everybody else came behind you once you faked, and then you got back on track. Like, what did that feel like when you saw everybody go into the inside and go to the pits?
I knew that we're gonna pit. It's natural for people to do the opposite of what the leader does at the end of the race. I was just hoping for a few guys to stay out behind me, but nobody stayed out. So that was my mistake. Probably if I would have pitted, there would have probably been somebody who would have stayed out. So hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, for sure. But hey, you finished third place and you had a great run, man. And anybody you want to shout out for that run?
Shout out to Bobby Cheney for putting this league together. Everybody who showed up, the people that I grew up racing, always green racing, always fun racing. That's Femi and Bobby Zelensky, my OG buddies. So thank them enough for showing up and having a good time.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on third place finish, and hey, it's fun watching you race.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Third place man, Freddy De La Rosa, did an outstanding job out there, man, hanging on to this thing. I tell you, it was a gamble. He knew it. But hey, he still came home in third. This guy right here, he went with 2 tires. We talked about it earlier in the run. Old Benjamin Nelson, and he was able to hang on to it and bring him up. Let's get talk with him.
What's up, Benjamin? How you doing?
Hey.
So, I was paying attention to you all night. I know we talked about it for a couple weeks now in the past, but saving tires looked like something that you were doing all night, and on the end of runs, you came on very, very strong. But let's talk about the rear grip out there. It looked like it was pretty loose, especially off of 4.
Yeah, it really was. I didn't really know how to get the front turn, especially on entry. I was trying to back it up enough, but I don't think I did. I think it was just I was driving it in too hard, and it killed me at the end of the run. I couldn't really turn. So, but the rear grip was okay until about 10 laps until we were gonna pit. It got pretty out of control there.
Right. And I saw you coming in on that green flag pit stop after the stage ended. You made up a bunch of time, and it looks like you got pretty sideways, almost sped, but you did a great job hanging on to it. And there at the end, I know you had a little bit of a battle there with Jake and a little bit with Zoltan. So overall, how did you rate your run tonight?
It was a pretty decent run. I just wish I had taken care of my right front a little better, or maybe used it more effectively. It would have been better to actually be able to turn in the center. I think I would have had a better shot at not so much using the throttle to turn the car, because that seemed like what you kind of had to do in this race when the tires wore out. So didn't help the looseness condition of the car. But yeah, congratulations to Bobby. I didn't really have a car to win, or at least the ability to win at this race yet. But I'll take second place. I got pretty lucky there on that restart.
Yeah, and I've heard you talk about Homestead not being your best or favorite track yet, but I would like to tell you you're pretty fast in practice. I notice you're pretty fast all the time anyway at every track, so that's just one thing about you is you're bad fast. But talk about that restart real quick. The last restart you had Femi, who got a pretty good jump to the inside, but just lost some grip there because of wheel spin, and he almost hooked you guys. Did you feel like you were about to get wrecked right there, or were you just going for it with Bobby?
Yeah, no, I didn't pay attention to Femi at all. I was just focusing on getting some good grip, I guess like he was, but his move didn't really work out for him. I really should have blocked Bobby there. I didn't really think about it. I was just trying to get a good start. If I blocked him, I would have won the race, but it didn't really work out. I just didn't think about it at that time, so it's a learning experience.
Right, and I was telling Joe that before the restart happened. You know, you got to block the 4 tires coming, because you know that the wheel spin is going to happen and they're probably going to have the best launch. So you did a great job. Congrats on finishing second. Anybody you would like to thank for that run?
Yeah, I don't think my car is showing up for you guys, but I'd like to thank my sponsor, MS&Me Media, for MS awareness. And you can show your awareness and your support for them by using the hashtag RacingMS on Twitter, and the CMTA, the Shotgun Marine Tooth Association. I'm very appreciative that they've hopped on board, both of them, and my team, Pinnacle Racing Group, for sticking by me, getting some good results in the Pro Series. So I'm grateful for everything they do.
Right, and I know you're in the Pro Series. Good luck with that. Hopefully I'll be competing in that next year sometime. So definitely keep those sponsors on board, and I'll be looking forward to racing with you next week when I don't get DQ'd.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I'm sorry about that. Wish you luck.
Thanks, man.
There you go. I call him Show Me the Benjamins. Benjamin Nelson, man, outstanding pit call, pit strategy, and was able to stay in second spot there. Just this guy right here, I call him the Professor, Garrison, and you made a comment there on blocking. Well, and he even said it. He probably should have. Well, that's why I call him the Professor. He took him to school for the moment here. Bobby Zielinski, Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes.
Well, we were just talking about the move there at the end of the race. You went to the high line, and wow, what a move. Right place, right time. You had 4 tires on that stop. I mean, what was going through your mind when you saw that, Benjamin didn't protect that high line?
I just went for it. I, as it happened, I honestly thought he was just like being nice and doing that on purpose, because like they were so much slower because they were spinning their tires. But that wasn't the case. Yeah, the lane was there, and I just went when the green came out. Because Freddie waited to the green, and you saw right there the difference in tires. That's basically what won me the race and my pit stop.
Oh, absolutely. You were. I was talking about on the restart there, man. Garrison was, and I said that you probably was the guy sitting in the catbird seat to where you were, and where the guys in front of him with Benjamin and Freddie up front, and knew they were going to have a problem on the restart. And Benjamin alluded to it. I've called you the Professor since day one here, just because, man, you've got that virtual racing school. I know you're a pro driver, and you just know how come out here and school these guys. And even Benjamin said, I probably should have blocked a little bit. I wasn't thinking about it. So you took them to school there on that move and on that pit stop. But through the whole race, how was the car? I mean, how was this track? Because it looked treacherous at times.
I was honestly struggling a lot, just trying to get a feel for the car. It just felt really numb to me. So that's kind of what you saw at the end there. It kind of got passed up before we had the caution. But I just wasn't as fast as I should have been. But I kind of struggle at Homestead a lot, so it wasn't really a surprise or anything. Just needed to be better driver-wise, but it ended up mattering. Obviously, everything worked out in the end, but it was weird. It was tight, kind of entry to center, and then really loose off. And I just, just wasn't super good at getting it, to the effect that Freddie and Jake were.
And you was able to stay in the right place, right time. Great call. Like I say, I was able to put this thing in victory lane here tonight at Homestead for the SRA Sim Racing Authority Xfinity Series. Bobby Zielinski, got anybody you want to thank?
Yep. Thanks for Virtual Racing School on the car. Thanks everyone for making this league happen. And see you next week.
All right. Well, tell you what, there you go, folks. Winner tonight here, Bobby Zielinski, putting it in victory lane. Let's go down here for an unofficial results order. Bobby Zielinski putting it in victory lane. Benjamin Nelson ends up in second. Freddie De La Rosa to third. Jake Nichols up to fourth. Nate Trito ends up in fifth. Delonte Ballard to sixth. Bobby Cheney, told you, Mr. Consistency, pops it up into seventh. Kyle Putz ends up in eighth. Brad Bothwell, good run here tonight for him, ends the ninth. Sean Williams rounds the top tens. We look to the rest of the field. Well, what a race there, Garrison. Some guys, had a great night. Some, not so much.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of unfortunate events, early in that race. You had a couple of guys get a lot of damage, and they probably got taken out. We saw at least 5 drivers quit, at least before lap 100. So it wasn't a good night for some people. David Shutt being more specific for that. he just, is up there really high in the points. So I know he was looking for a good run. Nate Trito as well. He looks like he finished in 19th. Zoltan as well. He finished in 14th. And you'll see those guys bounce back. I'm sure they're fine. And every week they're up front. So I'm not worried about them too much.
And a lot of that was due to the last lap scramble there, especially with Zoltan and in that last wreck that we just saw. Well, want to appreciate everybody tuning in and appreciate Garrison. Unfortunately, not been on the track, but coming up here in the booth with me this week. Folks, I hope you enjoyed it. For myself, Joe White here, Garrison Hogan.